Stopping deadly drugs from crossing U.S. maritime borders. That was the focus of today's Senate Commerce Committee hearing. Lawmakers on both sides of the aisle discussing ways to better protect Americans and prosecute cartels. The National News Desk, Jeff Harris joining us. Jeff, lawmakers really focused on how the U.S. Coast Guard needs more resources to stop cartel leadership. Now, this hearing went on for hours. Did they come up with a solution?
So 2 different bills were discussed today, Didi, to boost Coast Guard support, including the Coast Guard Reauthorization Act of 2025. It would enhance the Coast Guard's operations in several different ways, including how it's able to prosecute drug traffickers. Republican Senator Ted Cruz opening today's hearing, saying open border policies from the Biden administration weaken the Coast Guard's ability to stop deadly drugs from crossing U.S. borders.
That dereliction of basic sovereignty left the Coast Guard in an impossible position.
Democratic Senator Maria Cantwell adding, the supply chain is clear. Mexican drug cartels hide precursor chemicals in ships, use it to make fentanyl, and then smuggle the drugs into the U.S.
They hide fentanyl in personal vehicles, commercial trucks, buses, trains, planes.
Among those testifying before the committee today, Jenna Ellinger, a Texas mother who lost her 20-year-old son to fentanyl poisoning.
On May 6, 2021, I received that horrific call. Jake had taken a counterfeit Xanax that had been laced with fentanyl.
Also, Kevin Hall, police chief in Spokane, Washington, where overdose deaths are up 14% statewide since last year.
From marijuana to what you think is cocaine to what you think is a prescribed pill is going to have fentanyl in it.
Madeline Somerville, an attorney based out of Georgia, tells us to help the Coast Guard, lawmakers discussed 2 bills, the Coast Guard Reauthorization Act of 2025 and the Pay Our Coast Guard Act.
And to be able to protect paying those folks so that they can continue to intercept drugs specifically being smuggled from Iran.
Bills she believes will pass, especially since they have bipartisan support.
I think that this issue of drug smuggling and immigration is actually much more of a bipartisan issue than people realize.
Now, the Coast Guard Reauthorization Act of 2025 was filed earlier this month, and Senator Ted Cruz said during today's hearing that he plans to reintroduce the Pay Our Coast Guard Act sometime this week. Reporting for the National News Desk, I'm Jeff Harris.